that green, I get high up on a mountain looking down at everything. I get lost listening to the rhythm of a backward symphony. You got yours and I've got mine.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. It's been about 8 months since I talked to you guys. The reason being is I really haven't had the motivation to go out, film, edit, everything. School is just a lot. But I do have a good one for you guys today. It's my top fall baits. What I will use in the fall to catch my fish late in the year. Number one is topwater. It's either going to be a spook or a popper. I don't throw really much of a frog this time of year. The spook is if I'm fishing rocks, or if I see shad popping or they're schooling on shad. Popper is more for a pond. I also throw a spook on secondary rock points that come out into the water. There's a lot of smallmouth in the lakes, and they love the spook. They like for some reason. And then on the river, there's a couple spots that I'll throw a spook. This time of year, spooks they're better than frogs in my opinion, just because the shad are dying off. And the spooks more or less mimic it. The next thing, it's not one bait that I'm fully confident in, but it's one bait that I will use. It's a jerk bait. I haven't fully learned how to use these yet. The only reason I don't love the jerk bait is it's something that you really have to get down. You have to get the motion down and everything like that, and I really haven't mastered it, but I still use it. I still do catch fish. The suspending ones are probably your best bet, because when you jerk it, then it stops and it actually stays where it's at, and it's better than any other jerk bait. Now, if the jerk baits aren't working, then I move to something that I'm actually fully confident in, and that is square bills. I always have a shad and a chartreuse. Now, I do have other colors depending on water clarity. If it's really like a dark water, I even have a one that's like, it has a little bit of red on top, and it's it's pretty dark. Those are my square bills that I really like throwing. Square bills are something that you can throw anywhere really. Throw it on the shore and pull it off the shore. You can throw it on rocks, hit it off rocks. You can throw it pretty much anywhere except like in thick lily pads or like thick weeds. It's really a reaction strike on the square bills. I love square bills. I like to power fish them. I'm really a big power fish guy. I'm always moving. Trolling motor's always on, so I'm always trying to cover water. Another bait that really is good this time of year that you can cover a lot of water with is a chatterbait. This is not a chatterbait. This is a P&R bait and tackle pulse jig. I make these. I own the company. I make them to the point where it's a very unique retrieve. There is black and blue, and this is like a perch. But I like chatterbaits. They're a big fish catcher around here. I've caught anywhere from 6-inch bass to 4-pounders. So this year, my biggest is 4 this year, and it came off of a chatterbait. I will use a chatterbait anytime. It can be early spring, early summer, late summer, early fall, late fall. I will use a chatterbait no matter what the water temperature is. It's a bait that I am absolutely most confident in. That bait is probably my number one go-to bait. Now, some people disagree. Some people think they rather use a jig, or they rather use a Texas rig or a crawl. I rather use chatterbait. Now, next thing on my list is jigs. I also do make these with P&R bait and tackle. That is Mardi Gras. That is more or less a shad with a little bit of extra brightness to it. I'll throw this in the mornings. Now, I also throw this is a swim jig, but it's black and blue. I also have a football jig, midnight black. Those are the ones that I throw a lot. I'll pitch jigs all the time. I do like brush jigs the most. It's pretty much a versatile bait. You can pitch it and do that. You can swim it. I don't have any as of this point. But with a jig, it's a bait that is a year-round bait also. You can throw that any time of the year and still catch fish. The next and last thing that it's pretty much like standard in a lot of people's tackle is either a Senko or a finesse worm. These are TTG lures. I love his stuff. With these, I'll either throw these Texas rig, or I'll even grab them, break them in half, and use them as Ned rigs for smallmouth. You cannot go wrong with a Texas rig, Senko, or a drop shot finesse worm. Those two things pretty much are like year-round things also. With a lot of the baits that I use are all year. But there's also things that I do have that are like summer specific or spring. But these are what I'll use this time of year. I won't switch much. My tackle is really limited to that stuff. There might be different variations of size and color, but those are the 6 things that I use that I will use all fall until the end, until the lakes start to freeze or the river even gets too cold. But that is what I have for you guys today. If you guys enjoyed this, feel free to leave a comment. Tell me what you thought. If you think there's something better, let me know so I can give it a try and see how I like it. You never know, I might start using what you use. Also, leave a like, and as always, guys, I'll see you guys next time.
Chasing that green, I get high up on a mountain looking down at